So transitioning from middle school to high school is a bit scary. Honestly, the one word I would use to describe the difference is that it's bigger. Everything's a lot bigger. The class sizes are bigger, the hallways, the gym, the whole building in general, everything's bigger. Getting used to transitions from getting to your first period to your second period, it is a lot more tougher, especially with the transition time. It's easy when your classroom's across the hall, but when you have to go to the academics building to the athletics wing, or the fine arts building to the culinary building, within that time limit, it is a little nerve-wracking, but eventually you find a perfect route to get there. But that's a plus side, I would say, to doing virtual school. You won't have to worry about that this year, or being late until we actually start getting into school, but it's on the bright side.
The transition from middle school to high school wasn't as scary as I thought. It was a little chaotic, full of new people, and really fast-paced, but as soon as you get into your own swing of things, it should be a lot better. Just give it a week or two.
Well, I guess it depends on everybody. Like for me, it wasn't hard. It wasn't all these stereotypes that you hear, like, oh, it's gonna be big, bad, scary. Like, no, it's not like that. Like, nobody, like, this might sound harsh, but nobody really cares specifically about you that much. Like, you'll see in the movies, like, the bully will always bully you that day. Like, no, that is nothing like that. Like, going to high school, it's like a new, fresh, nervous experience. You're there with a bunch of people that are thinking the same thing as you. They're seeing people that they don't know. They're saying people that they're gonna make new friends, stuff like that. Like, it's a new nervous for you, and like, it's not a bad feeling. So when you go to high school, like, don't think like, oh, it's gonna be bad, or it's gonna be blah blah blah. Especially you're coming to Pebble Hills, like, we're all welcoming over here. I mean, you may get those few type of people, but most of the part, we're good over here. So just don't be scared and just be yourself. And everybody, there's a group for everybody, there's a clique for everybody, there's friends for you everywhere. Like, you're good. Like from band, sports, club, solids, etc. Well, me, I'm kind of in a lot of stuff. So like, I like to put myself out there more, be more things, and I encourage that, because the more stuff you're in, the more people will know you, the more teachers will know you, the more you'll get to connect with like the staff, like all that, and it's good. So like, people know who you are, because I mean, like me, like okay, like I was the MC like at the pep rallies. I'm in the SBA program. I'm in Avid. Like I'm in the football. I'm in track. I'm in wrestling. Like NHS. There's a lot. Okay, so anyway, there's a lot, but still, like, I encourage you to get out there. Like, and our clubs are phenomenal. Our band club, stop playing. We're like the number one band in the city. Like, no joke. Like, our band is good. Football play every time football games, football players get hyped because the band people are playing. Not even because some of the football team, like some of the band, when they start playing the drums, everybody's going off. Like, the clubs are like they're like welcoming. They're so cool, and like people think like, oh, you join a certain club, like you might have that like mindset where it's like, oh, that's like a nerd. That's a nerd club, bro. You need to get that out your head, because some of these clubs, like, they're cool, like, and then the people there are cool, like, oh, they're nerds. No, they're cool. Like, some of the people, like, the funniest people you ever meet in your life. Like, our clubs are just amazing, and I encourage you to join them. I mean, if you're like a shy person and you're a reserved person, join. Like, you might not want to, but it will like boost you up. Just trust me, just do it.
So I would say the involvement at Pebble Hills from any of the organizations is really strong. I personally see Pebble Hills as a really talented school, academics-wise, athletic-wise, fine arts-wise, and everything in between. We're always doing really well whenever we compete against others or anything that we do. The involvement is really strong at pep rallies, especially. It's really fun, and anything that we do or have the ability to do this year, I know will be a lot of fun and very memorable.
How different are the pre-AP and AP courses from middle school to high school? In my opinion, they're a lot different because of the difficulty level. So when it comes to pre-AP, they're a little more fast-paced in your normal class, just a little more challenging. The way it works is they're definitely more fast-paced. And when it comes to assignments, tests, quizzes, it makes you engage more into the whatever thing you're doing. And when it comes to AP is a whole different level, because when you go into AP, they prepare you for what you're going to be experiencing in college. When it comes to that in class, they're going to teach you the etiquette. They're going to teach you what the colleges are going to want when it comes to essays, whether it be in reading, math, history, whatever it may be. It's going to gear you towards the college side of that class.
So pre-AP and AP classes are, I would say, a step and a half above from what you're used to. I know my 8th grade year, I was really focusing on making sure I was ready to take pre-AP classes. And I remember I had one 8th grade teacher, Miss Reese. She was my history teacher, and she really cracked down on me, making sure, giving me a big workload and having me get ready for high school. And in the end, I was really prepared for everything that was thrown at me. But I still, there was always going to be those nights where you stay up late finishing that one assignment that you forgot to do or that you didn't have time for within the week, or even just doing that one group project with your friends, asking them for help, and just making sure you know your own limits and your strengths and weaknesses.
Sleep and organization, those are the two you guys need to mainly focus on. Because for me, there's been a lot of times where I've been like running on 2 hours, 3 hours on sleep, and I'm just straight dying throughout the whole day because I'm like not awake at all. Like I'm falling asleep in class, I'm tired at workouts. Because if you're gonna be like me, which is a student athlete and involved in so many things, so I'm in football, so I have morning workouts at like 6 in the morning, and then from there I have a whole day of classes that I have to go through, and then after that I have after school workouts, and then after, if I still need to, I have homework, projects, finals, whatever it is that it may be, I need to focus on it. And if I don't have enough sleep, of course it's going to be a struggle for me because I'm not going to be engaged, because all I'm thinking about is, I need to sleep. And you guys need to focus on that one. That's the main one you guys need to focus on.
The biggest tip I can give you guys for staying on your workload is to not give up and have great time management skills.
So the one thing that has helped me stay on top of my academics would be my extracurriculars, because I'm not sure which one it is, but it's a 3 weeks or the 6 weeks period that defines whether or not you could participate in competitions or in football games or events that just happened that your club may participate in. So I think that's something that no one wants to miss out on, just because you make great memories that are really going to spice up your high school experience.
Okay, so what has kept me on top of my workload, or just kept me right, kept me straight, even though I have a bunch of activities that I'm involved in? Well, the activities themselves actually keep you, like, okay, NHS, there's certain standards that you have to meet, so they keep you on your stuff. Like Abby, like, they keep you on your stuff. SBA, there's requirements, so they keep you on your stuff. So along with that stuff, and along with just like my motive, like as a person, like I like to do my work. Like I don't like to fail. Like when I fail, like I feel so bad. Like I feel like terrible. Like if I get a low grade, like I'm like, bro, like you could do better. Like, bro, what are you doing? And then like the teachers that motivate me, like especially like I hate when it's I do a test and I don't know, like I'll get like a 90 or something, and then teacher come with me. I hate this. I know you could do better. I'm like, it's a 90, but it just motivates me to keep doing better. So like that type of simple stuff, like your motive, your family, especially your family got to push you, because you need family to push you. Your motive, your family, your teachers, the requirements, etc. That all pushes me to stay on top of my tasks. Especially some of the tests are fun. Like some of the tests you get to go out of town, and although you're visiting schools or doing something, blah, 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 like you get stuff to do with your friends, like go to Six Flags or something like that. Like that also motivates you to keep on your stuff so you can attend those type of stuff. And yeah, that's what keeps me on track. Is it scary being placed with other ninth graders you don't know? No, it's not scary. Like, and it doesn't take a long time for people to get comfortable with each other. Like, especially if you're in that class like every day and stuff, like you have a set schedule, first period through eighth period, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to get to know the people that are there, or you're going to know them. And especially people that you know of, like let's say you're in middle school and you know somebody, I don't know, from a different middle school. And then like you guys go to high school and then you see him, you're like, oh, like I know that guy, but I don't really know him. And then that's your chance, like to know that guy or just be friends with somebody. Like, it's not so scary. And even if you're scared, like they're probably just as scared as you are. Like think they're in the same boat. Like you're like, it's not scary, and it doesn't take long for people to get comfortable. Just hanging there. It takes like the first week, because everybody's nervous in the first week. Like, hi, nice. No, like be yourself. You're good, and people see you're being yourself. More people are gonna want to come up to you, like because you're just easy to talk to. You're more sociable, stuff like that. Like, and that's what you need.
Okay, for me, it was kind of scary because, of course, I knew people in middle school, all of my friends and whatnot. But then again, there's so many freshmen. In freshman year, that's going to be the most population we have when it comes to student population. And you're just going to start meeting a whole different so many kinds of people. And it just depends on the type of person you are, whether you're an outgoing or a shy person. In the end, you guys are going to start getting comfortable, whether it take a day, a week, or a month. You guys are going to start getting comfortable with the people around you, and you guys just need to go ahead and like meet new people, be out there, because that's what high school is all about, is having fun, putting yourself out there, and getting a name for yourself when it comes time to leave. Everyone's going to know you because you have yourself out there.
My freshman year, I was put into classes with a bunch of kids from Sunridge that I've never met before. I'd say I've maybe had 2 kids from Puentes in each of my classes that I knew beforehand, but for the most part, I didn't know most of my classmates. And at first, I was a little shy, but eventually I started talking to more people, and people started talking to me more, and slowly I became to know everybody around the school and make those bonds. It did take a little bit, but eventually it felt like we've been friends for years and years beforehand.
So the chances of you being in the same class as your best friend from middle school, I'd say about 1/3 of a chance, just because you may be taking different courses, or there's not just one teacher for that subject, there's many teachers for that subject. But do not fret, because it's most likely that you will have the same lunch.
And like meet new people, be out there, because that's what high school is all about, is having fun, putting yourself out there, and getting a name for yourself when it comes time to leave. Everyone's gonna know you because you have yourself out there. Okay, next question. What are the chances of me being in class with my best friends from middle school? Honestly, it depends, because when you come into high school, you're having to you're having to pick an endorsement which you're wanting to go into, depending on what career you want to go into. So for me, I'm going to be a veterinarian, or I want to be a veterinarian. So I'm in the business and industry endorsement, and not everyone has the same one as me. Of course, everyone has different ones, and depending on your endorsement, it changes. So I might have my best friend for one class, but I might not have them for the rest because we have different endorsements. And just don't get your hopes too high. Either way, if you guys don't have classes together, you guys can have lunch together after school, before school. So it's not really that much of a big deal.
I'll never forget looking on Tyler as a freshman and seeing that I didn't have classes with many of my close friends from middle school. It is, however, important to recognize that I did have many classes with my future close friends. Opening yourself up to new opportunities and new connections will only help you in the long run. That's just more people to hang out with in and out of school. High school for me has admittedly been a little stressful, but it has also been a learning space for me, both academically and socially. Although I don't always feel 100% confident in my decisions, it's always helpful to have guidance from your teachers, friends, and/or administration who are always happy to help.
So I'd definitely say that high school has been really good for me, especially because of my confidence in the decisions that I made. It all started off freshman year when I was in my club. There was no freshmen at all, and it was just upperclassmen. And I think they were the ones that guided me through as to what to do, and that really built up my confidence, and that made me help myself.
Freshman year, I have been able to express myself so much. It has truly been the best year of my academic career.
So the electives that I've taken have been more so in the fine arts area, and that's something that I've definitely always wanted to take into consideration as to what I wanted to do. And as of right now, being a senior, that's something that has really impacted me. So I do think I will take music as a career path. I'm still not sure as to what area specifically, but it definitely helped me.
Personally, I use electives as a way to balance my school life out. It's extremely important for me to have classes where I can express my creativity. This has also helped me become more productive and happier in other classes throughout the day. My favorite part of high school has definitely been seeing how people grow. Whether that be dressing differently, acting differently, or thinking differently, it's extremely important for me to surround myself with people who have different opinions and life experiences than I do. I like this because it's a little taste of what the real world would be like.
My favorite part of high school is definitely meeting new people and making new friends, and also football games. They're so much fun, and the student section is awesome.